Little Koala's big step toward independence. In the tallest eucalyptus tree in Wombat Woods lived a little koala named Kenny with the fluffiest gray fur and the biggest brown eyes you ever saw. Kenny was 6 years old, which is quite grown up for a koala. But he had one problem that made him different from all the other young koalas in the forest. He never wanted to leave his mama's side. While other young koalas had started climbing to different branches, exploring neighboring trees, and even visiting friends in other parts of the forest, Kenny stayed wrapped around Mama Koala's warm, fuzzy middle from sunrise to sunset. Kenny, sweetheart. Mama Koala would say gently each morning, "Would you like to climb up to the sun branch today? You can see the whole forest from there." Kenny would shake his head and grip her tighter. "No thank you, Mama. I like it right here with you." Mama Koala loved her little boy dearly, but she was starting to worry. Last week, when she had tried to go to the eucalyptus grove to gather fresh leaves for dinner, Kenny had refused to let go. The week before that, when her friend Isabella Kookaburra had invited them both to a tea party, Kenny had hidden his face in Mama's for the entire time. "What if something bad happens when I'm not with you?" Kenny would ask whenever Mama suggested he try something on his own. "What if I get lost? What if I fall? What if I can't find my way back?" Mama Koala understood Kenny's worries because she had some of the same fears. The forest could be big and confusing, and mama animals are designed to want to keep their babies safe. But she also knew something important. Little koalas need to learn to be brave and independent, or they never grow into confident, capable grown-up koalas. One sunny Tuesday morning, Mama Koala woke up feeling unwell. Her nose was stuffy, her throat was scratchy, and she felt very tired. "Oh my," she said with a weak voice. "I think I've caught the eucalyptus flu. I need to rest today, Kenny." Kenny's eyes grew wide with worry. "Does that mean we can't go anywhere? What if you need something? What if I need something? What if we get hungry?" "Well," Mama said thoughtfully, "we do need fresh eucalyptus leaves for lunch. The ones in our pantry are getting old and brown." Kenny looked at the brown, wilted leaves, and then at his mama's tired face. He had never gotten food by himself before. Mama had always been the one to climb to the best branches and pick the most delicious leaves. "I could try to get some," Kenny said in a very small voice, "but only if you promise to stay right here and not go anywhere." "I promise," Mama Koala said with a weak smile. "I'll be right here in our nest, resting. The fresh eucalyptus grove is just 12 branches away, straight up, and then 3 branches to the left. Can you remember that?" Kenny repeated the directions 3 times to make sure he had them right. Then, for the first time in his entire life, he slowly loosened his grip on his mama and climbed away from her. The first few branches were terrifying. Kenny had never been so far from Mama by himself before. His little heart was beating fast, and he kept looking back to make sure he could still see their nest. But as he climbed higher, something interesting started to happen. The forest looked different from up here. He could see things he had never noticed before. A family of rainbow lorikeets building a nest, a wallaby hopping through the underbrush far below, and flowers blooming on branches that were too high for ground animals to reach. "Whoa," Kenny whispered to himself. "I never knew the forest was so big and beautiful, Dom." When he reached the eucalyptus grove, Kenny discovered something amazing. There were 3 other young koalas there, and they were around his age. He had seen them before from a distance, when he was clinging to Mama, but he had never actually talked to them. "Hey, called out a friendly female koala with a pink bow in her fur. "I'm Penny. Are you Kenny? My mom told me about you." Kenny felt shy, but also curious. "Yes, I'm Kenny. I'm here to get lunch for my mama. She's not feeling well." "Oh no," said a male koala with extra fluffy ears. "I'm Gus. My dad was sick last month, and I had to take care of things too. It's actually kind of fun being the helper instead of the one being helped." "Really?" Kenny asked, surprised. "Yeah," said the third koala, who introduced herself as Luna. "Plus, we can show you the best eucalyptus leaves. We've been coming here by ourselves for months now." Kenny spent the next hour with his new friends, learning which leaves were the sweetest, which branches were the strongest, and how to carry multiple leaves without dropping them. Penny taught him a song that koalas sang while they gathered food. Gus showed him how to test if a branch was strong enough to hold his weight. Luna demonstrated the best way to pick leaves so the tree would grow back healthy and full. But the most wonderful thing was the feeling Kenny got from helping his mama. Instead of being the one who needed taking care of, he was the one doing the taking care of. It made him feel proud and strong and very grown up. When Kenny returned to the nest with a perfect selection of fresh, green eucalyptus leaves, Mama Koala's eyes lit up with surprise and pride. "Kenny, these are beautiful. How did you know to pick exactly the ones I like best?" "Penny and Gus and Luna taught me," Kenny said, setting the leaves down carefully. "And Mama, I have something to tell you." "What's that, sweetheart?" But Kenny took a deep breath. "I was scared to go by myself, but once I started climbing, I felt brave. And I made friends. And I helped you. And the forest is even more amazing than I thought it was." Mama Koala smiled the biggest smile Kenny had ever seen. "How do you feel now, my brave little koala?" Kenny thought about it carefully. "I feel different. Good different. Like I'm still your little boy. But I'm also my own koala too." "That's exactly right," Mama said, pulling him close for a hug. "You'll always be my little boy, and I'll always love you and be here when you need me. But now you also know that you're brave and capable and strong enough to have your own adventures." From that day forward, Kenny still loved spending time with his mama, but he also started having his own independent adventures. He would meet his friends at the eucalyptus grove, explore new parts of the forest, and even visit other animal families by himself. The wonderful thing was that being independent didn't mean loving Mama less. If anything, Kenny loved and appreciated her more, because now he understood how much she had done for him all those years. And when they spent time together now, it was even more special because Kenny was choosing to be with her, not just staying with her because he was afraid to leave. Mama Koala was proud of Kenny's growth, but she was also proud of herself. She had learned that loving your child sometimes means helping them be brave enough to not need you every moment of every day. It had been scary to let Kenny go by himself for the first time, but seeing his confidence and happiness grow, it all worthwhile. Every evening, Kenny would return from his daily adventures and tell Mama about everything he had seen and done. They would share dinner together, and Kenny would snuggle close while Mama told him stories about when she was a young koala learning to be independent. "You know what the best part is about being independent?" Kenny asked one night as they watched the stars through the eucalyptus leaves. "What's that?" Mama asked. "I get to choose to come home to you every day, and that makes coming home feel even better than never leaving at all." Mama Koala hugged her brave, independent, wonderful little boy and knew that she had given him one of the greatest gifts a parent can give a child: the confidence to explore the world and the knowledge that love will always be waiting when they return.